We do the best we can. Everybody does do the best they can. We're talking about business. Then you got social justice. And then you got criminal justice. You got business etiquettes. You're a shareholder. You try your best to be a shareholder. You try your best to be a shareholder. Sometimes you come up short, but you try your best to be a shareholder. Mutual agreements. And then you got social justice. Social justice belonging. Belonging is a big part, I guess, you should truly look at it, of social justice. Belonging. If somebody don't belong, I mean, it ain't necessarily belong. It can be long. I want to be a month, 2 months. I want to be 5 years. To be long. You know they don't want to really be long. At least not on the cool. They want to belong in some trashy kind of way. They love to belong. A whole lot of them, they love to belong in a trashy kind of way. They put that out there. They also tried to put out there a few days ago, major metropolitan. You can be living in a major metropolitan that's done busted. Or you can be living in a major metropolitan that's booming. Depending on your mindset. You can be living in a not so much of a major metropolitan and still on the boom and still booming. Or you can be living in a not so much major metropolitan and bust on the bus. That tie right back. Or you could be living in a real small metropolitan. It's a metropolitan, but it's a real small metropolitan. It's still a metropolitan. And you can be on the boom, or you can be on the bus. Not to be long. Not to belong. Being able to recognize people that don't want to belong. And truly don't want to belong. And it piles upon you, and you don't get into the right people. They was trying to talk a few days ago about the judicial system. How you press charges. Sometimes you ain't really pressing charges, you just filing a complaint. You want to file a complaint. Or you want to press charges. Sometimes you just file a complaint. You want to press charges. Then you hope it leads to a conviction. And then you hope it leads to a conviction. You hope it leads to a conviction. Then the conviction is the sentence. You get a sentence. Then you get a sentence. Then you get sentenced. And then you're doing time. Once you get sentenced, you're doing time. And now what kind of time you do? Are you doing home arrest? Are you doing penitentiary? Sometimes you have to follow up some people. What kind of sentence did they get? What kind of sentence did they get? Settlement? What did they get? Did they get penitentiary? Did they get let's see, a parolee house? Did they get arraigned to a parolee house? What did the judge truly give them? You can pull up and see what did the judge truly give them. Did they have a parole officer? Did they get parole? And it's the parole officer they cousin. Because they've been eating out the joint so many times the parole officer is their cousin. It's a it's an interesting thing, man, if you really take time and look into it, the judicial system. Because, yeah, you file a complaint, you press charges, and then your man got to run with it. You file a complaint, man, and you press charges. Your man's got to run with it. You hoping your man run with it. You may have to give your man some pussy. You may have to send a woman his way and give him some pussy for him to run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you file a complaint, you press charges, and then they got to run with it. You might have to get... You see what I'm saying? Because, all right, it's just the start. You file a complaint, you press charges. We saw him do it, we saw him do it, we saw him do it, we saw him do it. We cut him red-handed. They got to go ahead and get a conviction. They got to go ahead and write up the conviction papers. And once they write up the conviction papers, then they got to go ahead on the sentence. And then you get a sentence. Some cases you can skip the judge. You can just give them a sentence. And then eventually they got to be picked up. And with the shortage of people working criminal justice, then they have to go to other measures. Thermal energy machinery or whatever. They have to go to other measurements. Thermal energy machinery. Anyway, man, that's just a look at the judicial system. Just as you file a complaint and you press charge, your man got to run with it. They need all the cheer they can get. You file a complaint, you press charge. You got to get your head out of that. You got to get your head into a conviction. Then they got a conviction, then they got a sentence. You file a complaint, you press charges. All right, yeah. You got to get a conviction, and then you got to get a sentence. In some cases, they repeat offender. You can skip all that. You get a conviction, and then get a sentence. You file a complaint, you press charges. You got to get a conviction, then you got to get a sentence. They repeat offender. Whatever the case is. Whatever the case is. You don't work that case. You don't work that case, you know they're a repeat offender. Because you don't work the case. Anyway, man, that's criminal justice. The criminal justice. And then you got social justice. Social justice, man, you really want social justice, then they got to leave it alone. You really want social justice, a sole proprietor. Stay a sole proprietor. Stay a sole proprietor. And you got partnership, and then you got fellowship. Stay a sole proprietor is just a fellowship. Because when the man come out there and say break it up, this is my setup. He just visiting. All right, sir, you gotta leave. You gotta go. This is her setup. You gotta leave. You gotta go. Stay a sole proprietor. Or partnership, or you can bump up to a partnership. Who knows a corporation? You can be a partnership. You can have a partnership. That's your woman. Because this is my woman. This ain't my woman. This is my partner. We got papers signed up and everything. She my partner. Or you got papers signed up. She my limited partner. She my limited partner based on 1 account, 2 accounts, 5 accounts, 20 accounts. My limited partner. You can draw paperwork for that. All right, you're my limited partner. This is social justice. What, you want to be a loser? If you want to be a loser, don't listen to me. All right, this is social justice. This is my partner. This is my 50-50 partner. Weigh in. He weigh in. I mean, it can be your brother. It can be your brother, your partner. And your female associate can be your limited partner. I mean, men can be all right with one another. We ain't got to be some butt heads. That way, men can truly be all right with one another. My partner. And the female can be a limited partner. Certain days, certain weeks. For the most part. Or you can just stay a sole proprietor. And these are my limited partners. And the man come up with hey, this is my setup. All right, sir, make sure you gotta go. I'm a sole proprietor. I made an agreement with you. Limited partner. Anyway, that's social justice. You can look at it. I mean, you see how the world is. You see how the world is stability, instability. How much they love instability. The Stooges, people start talking about the Stooges. Dumb and dumber. You get into a conversation with them and whatever. Nah, man, that's dumb and dumber. This may bring you out of dumb and dumber situation. This is my business partner. This is my partner. This is my partner. My limited partner. I'm a sole proprietor. We just fellowship. I'm a sole proprietor. I don't depend on them for nothing. We just fellowship. We just good sense kind of fellowship. We just fellowship. Whether it's good sense or not, we're sole proprietor. I dress myself. Even if this ain't nothing but I dress myself. You dress yourself. I'm sole proprietor. Anyway, folks.